Yeah, it's going to have to go. As much as I do love this thing, and I do love it, I'm just going to have to get rid of it. So I'll break it down into individual pieces and sell them on eBay, one piece at a time. Hey everybody. It sure is a beautiful night here in the city. It's kind of quiet. Let's go downstairs. Whoops. There's my dog, Nikki, Duke, Tanga. There's my roller coaster. And this block is lit up. That means I have mail. So let's run down here to the post office and I'll check my mail. The post office is at the corner of 6th Avenue and Parker Street. It's kind of a quaint design. I like it. There's the postmaster. And there's a portrait of Henry McDougal-Handle. And I have a good bit of mail, so let me just gather all of it. I think I'll run over to my office and read the mail. Now my office is at City Hall because I'm the mayor of this city. Here's a new City Hall directory. Level 1 has all of this. Level 1 subway takes you to these places. Level 2 has all of that. I'm sure there was another page, but I'll look at it again later. Here's the gigantic map. of Patronville. What's in here? Maps and blueprints. Let's go up to my office. It's on the very top floor. Here we are in my wonderful office. Now I think what I'm going to do is pause the video and I'm going to read my mail and then resume the video. So hang tight. Okay, so I'm back. I've read all of that mail. Two of them kind of sparked a lot of my interest and imagination. So I'm going to take those two and put them here in my desk. And we will be talking about these mails, these letters in the future. It's pretty amazing information in those. Let's just walk back down the steps. Write on me. Click the word in the book to teleport to the bulletin board. There's not too many messages here. This is the community message board. Is the city councilman Izzy the Tiger's office. And here are the elevators. Izzy has done some renovations and remodeling. And he's put some elevators over here so we no longer have to go down the steps. This is obviously underneath a stairwell. I'm going to talk to him in the future about maybe what can we do to open that up a little bit and make it inviting. I'm all in favor of the elevators. Let's see if we can't get those out from under a stairwell. So let's run back over toward my house. Now you see these great big pillars of brick? That's kind of a representation of the size that my new house is going to be. My current house is kind of small. It's quaint, and I do like it. But I think I'm going to build a town home. Yeah, kind of, and I'll insert a photograph right about here that kind of shows you what I'm talking about. Kind of a nice townhouse. It's definitely going to give me much more room. Now, before I get started on my demolition, I need to put my horse, Lightning, back in his stable. He's been tied up outside my house for months now. And I think the stable has been relocated. And Lightning, my horse, has not been to his stable since then. Here's a new house going up. A new citizen is building his house. Okay, so on my right is the stable building. It's kind of long, a lot of stables. But they appear to be empty. Whoa, whoa. My horse tried to throw me off. So I'm just gonna take a look around, make sure that I'm in the right spot. I'm sure Izzy at one time told me that he relocated the stables. So I think I'm going to put Lightning into this one. So let's run back over. Sometimes he doesn't want me to get back on him, so he'll run. Okay. Let's park him right here. I'll jump off. He'll be good right there. See you later, buddy. Oh, this turned out really, really, really nice. So Izzy tells me that the inside the walls of the city is complete. Everything is finished. And from this point on, we're just going to be building structure after structure, and the city shall grow. So let's get some bricks. And we'll start the process. Now, the way I do things might not be the way I hear a cat, but I don't see a cat. Oh, there's a cat. I'm not sure where he came from, but there he is. Oops. If he would get out of there, I can't put a brick there. There, that's better. So this is going to be the outside wall of my new house. And from the street, there's a strip of grass, the sidewalk, and then another strip of grass. And I have to maintain that because that is the city code. Same thing on each side. Strip of grass, sidewalk, strip of grass. And the strip of grass can also, the strip of grass on the building side of the sidewalk can also be just a wider sidewalk. It doesn't have to be grass. But seeing as how this is a residential building, it'll be grass. If it was a city structure like a skyscraper, it would probably just be a double wide sidewalk. Hey, there's another cat. Oh, that's the same cat. The hubcap on my Blazer is not allowing me to put a brick there. There. Boy, what a parking job. Looks like my wife may have parked this thing. what I thought I would do is just kind of build the walls first, and then I'll worry about the house that is within the walls. I'll dismantle it piece by piece. I'm kind of worried about my car. Because it's broken down and I can't move it. The engine is seized up. And as you can see, that's looking pretty good. And as you can see, my car is right up against the wall. I'm actually thinking about selling the car. I don't actually need a car. I mean, after all, I can fly. But it's such a neat car. It kind of, it's just like what I had when I was much younger. And a couple of other players built the car for me as a nice surprise. So as I do this demolition, I'm mulling it around in my mind whether or not I want to go ahead and get rid of the car. It's getting dark again. But yeah, my new home is going to be, it's going to fit in better here in this growing city. And I'm not sure how long it's going to take me to build my new townhome. I doubt if I would be able to finish it in one episode. They say demolition is the funnest part of any remodel. truthfully, it's kind of sad for me to be destroying this house. I'll just replace all the furniture. I thought about putting it all in storage, but I'll just replace it. Yeah, money is no object here in Patronville. And the city is called Patronville because the citizens are patrons of mine over on my Patreon page. They support what I do on YouTube. And if you know anything about Patreon, you can have different levels of support. I've only got two at this time, just a level of general support. And I also have the Minecraft level or tier, I think is what they call it. And if you sign up to pledge on that tier, the Minecraft tier, you automatically become a citizen of this realm that I have. And you would be given a plot of land to build a house, and I will give you a plot of land to build a business, and you would have access to a stable to keep a horse. And even though we have building codes, building codes here in the city limits, once you get outside once you get outside the county, you can build pretty much any way you see fit, as long as it doesn't interfere with another player, another citizen. So if you're interested in joining us, just go over to my Patreon page. There's a link in this description of this video that will take you to it. Now you have to be 21 years old or older. There are reasons for the age limit. One of those is that at 21 years old, you've probably matured a lot since you were 12, I hope. In that you are no longer interested in, maybe you never were interested in destroying other people's work. So far, everyone in the realm gets along amazingly great. We've never had a problem with anyone destroying anything anyone's ever built. We want to keep it like that. And so the rule of 21 or older, well, it's mainly for the protection of the other players, that they can build on this realm in peace without having to worry about whether or not their efforts will be for nothing. My understanding is that on some Minecraft servers that it's like a wild, wild west. And people misbehave and treat others badly. That's not what we do here. We are a community here, literally. Now, I'm not sure how long I've had this realm. Let's put some grass down here. But I don't have any plans to get rid of it. So I imagine that as long as there's such thing as a Mojang realm, I'll continue to have this for years and years and years to come. So the players that are part of my realm right now, that are in, say, their 20s, and some of the players are older, much older than that. My hope is that 10 or 20 years from now, that this realm is still here. If something were to happen to me, I have provisions. for the realm to carry on. So it'll still be around. Yeah, I'm still thinking about the car in the garage. What should I do? What should I do? And I think that's looks about right. I do want high ceilings and large windows in this home. Now there is a building code here in Patronville. Not outside the county, there's not, but here in city limits, your house can only be so large. It has to fit within the boundaries of your lot, with the strip of grass, the sidewalk, and another strip of grass. But it can only be, I think, and I'm going to double check before I'm finished building. I will have double checked the code, but I think it's 25 blocks tall. It might be 20, I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've looked. But rest assured, my house will be within the city, the code. I won't have to pay off any city inspector to let it slide if I'm, a little tall, because I won't be. I'll be legal. Now, as I talk about my house being legal, you can see across the street my roller coaster, which, I'll be quite honest with you, It's the tallest building here in Patronville. It does not meet the height code. That is the only building in the city that is exempt from the height code. And the only reason for that is I just wanted to have the tallest building in the city. Do you blame me? So other than that, I try to keep it play by the rules. You see, when I assign a lot to a new player, a new patron, I ask them what their preference is when it comes to building their business building. Do they want to build a very tall building or a medium-sized building? A very tall building will be 60 to 80 blocks tall, and a medium-sized building will be 40 to 60 blocks tall. In an ideal city, everyone would make sure that the height of their building is slightly different than the one next to them, because that makes the city skyline more interesting. And the way I have it zoned at the moment is that the tallest buildings are kind of in the middle of the city. And as you progress outward, the buildings will get shorter. And someday, every lot in the city will have a structure on it. And I'm really looking forward to that because it's gonna look amazing. And not everybody that joins the realm, they don't always stay for very long. Some people join long enough just to build some buildings and, and to check out the realm. But once they leave their building, they have left a mark. Their building will remain. And for years to come, even though they're not a citizen of Patronville anymore, they can still catch a glimpse of their buildings in the videos that are shot here in Patronville. Now, uptown, there's a skyscraper that somebody started, but they never did finish it. And they moved away. They're no longer a citizen of Patronville. But their construction site still sits. I am going to talk to the city council about the city just laying claim to that abandoned lot. And the city will probably end up building, finishing the construction, using it for making it into some kind of government building that the city could use. Right now we have a fire department and doctor's offices and dental offices, and one thing the city doesn't have at this moment is a school. So that's something that we can discuss. Or maybe a high-rise apartment for senior citizens. I know in real life where I live, we have high-rise buildings that are designated just for seniors to live in. So that would be another option for Patronville to take care of its seniors. If you have suggestions for what the city could do with that abandoned construction site, tell me in the comments. But right now it's just like a big pit. If you've ever watched Parks and Recreation on TV, they had an ongoing saga of an abandoned construction site that was just a big pit. And Leslie, the main character, spent an awful lot of time trying to turn the big pit to get permission to turn it into a park. And this is coming along well. I'm still thinking about getting rid of the garage in the car. something just doesn't look right. It doesn't really have the symmetry that I want. So you know what I'm about to do, I guess. Now you see, this is why I don't build very much on camera, because it's a slow process. It's usually wrought with indecision, indecisiveness, because I end up having to try different things to get exactly what I want. And quite honestly, I'm just afraid that it's that this type of video is boring to the viewer. Because even though I have sort of a vision of what I want, it still takes a lot of trial and error. Yeah, it's going to have to go. As much as I do love this thing, and I do love it, I'm just going to have to get rid of it. So I'll break it down into individual pieces and sell them on eBay, one piece at a time. And just like that, it's gone. Yeah, without the garage, I'm definitely going to have much more floor space for the house. Maybe I'll finally get that grand piano that I've always wanted. Now, I currently have a few floors, a few levels underground underneath the house. So the footprint of those rooms will eventually uh, expand as well. Provided that the expansion doesn't interfere with any of the city infrastructure. Because a lot of you don't know that there is infrastructure underneath the city. We have communication lines and a subway system that runs underneath the city. And the city is actually quite complex. I mean, take for example the mailbox indicator light lamp in front of my house. If somebody places a piece of mail into my mailbox at the post office, this lamp in front of my house automatically lights up just to tell me that I have mail at the post office. And all of that wizardry is thanks to one of our players. We call him Sono. I think his username is Son of HD. So we just shorten that to Sono. And that's what we do. Players in the realm, we just usually shorten whatever username that they have. It just makes it easier to type. Many of the citizens of the realm, they've been around a good while, and of course, they've completed their business building and their house here in the city. But they've gone on to create some masterpieces outside of the city limits. I'm actually quite amazed at what has been built out there in the countryside. I have not even explored all of it. There's things out there that I don't know about, but there's a few things that I have looked at. We have a casino, believe it or not. It actually has games and stuff in it that actually function. We have a dance club with a dance floor, which is amazing with all the flickering lights. We have electronic billboards scattered around. We have a military presence. I actually stumbled across a military installation that has missiles. Not just any kind of missile, but intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs. There's a rogue submarine out in the ocean that you can explore. Yeah, there's a lot out there. So much that I haven't shown, but I hope to in the future. But for right now, I think I've done all I'm going to do in this session. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and stay tuned for future episodes. Take care.